Well, hello, hello. Hello, and welcome to our event. I'm going to record something else while we're live. I'm multitasking. Okay, we are live in 1 minute. Get in. We are doing the Is Intimacy Important live. Okay. I am working it out, you all. Let's see how this is working. So I call myself multitasking. What is this? I'm trying to figure out what is what. Give me 2 moments. I think I have it together. Okay. Well, welcome, welcome. Okay, welcome. I am minimizing screens because I have several of them up. So that's the go. Hello, Tim. Okay. All right, I'm excited. I'm pulling up everything in the back. We are live here in TikTok land and in YouTube. So we're getting it in. I'm working on it. So as everyone is coming in, hello, welcome to our live event. Is intimacy important? You all are in for a treat. Okay, so if you haven't done this already, make sure you take the intimacy quiz. It is posted and it is live right now because we're going to be going over the quiz and the results and all that fun stuff. Because we need some insight on intimacy. All right, let's see. I'm minimizing some screens so I can have everything going. Now, Tam, what do you think about the music in the back? Is it too loud? Okay, it's fine. Okay, good. Good. How has your morning been so far?
Girl, wondering where in the world is Michelle gonna go with this?
You're gonna have fun. This is good. Good. I have that's why I did the quiz. I was like, oh, let some folk do the quiz while we're going. So welcome to those who are joining for the first time. I'm Michelle Ann, and this is the Michelle Ann Show, and we are doing the event called Is Intimacy Important? That's what we're chatting about today. That is, we're gonna break it on down. We're gonna share some tea with each other and some good, insightful things to help us on our journey in intimacy. And I am joined by the beautiful, amazing, and insightful Tan. She is here to give her input as we go. And a couple people I may also invite on stage along with Tan just to bounce off some ideas and have some real talk about intimacy. So I'm excited about that. Yes. So let me switch. Okay. And I'm going to make one more post online so they know we are live.
You did not have to put me on the big screen.
Okay. I'm going to be switching back and forth. You understand? I have to.
You could have did like the
I don't know how to do the side by side.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how. I would like to.
Yeah, I certainly don't know.
Let's see. Show how to run that. Yeah, I don't know how to do it side by side. Yeah, it only gives me an option to put you in the square or put you up to highlight you. So for those who are joining, post where you're tuning in from. Put that in there. Wherever you are tuning in from. Make sure you post it. I had a couple people reach out to me. And one lady downloaded TikTok. She was like, girl, I don't know what this is, but I'm downloading this for you so I can come. So yes. So I'm excited about that. I'm sharing the live also so others can get it. And let me see. Okay, let's go here. Okay, I'm gonna put these two in. Let's copy this. See if I can share. Okay. Did you get a chance to do the quiz yet? I think we lost you, Tan. Okay, everyone, we're gonna get started shortly. Okay, there you are. I see you. Okay. All right. I'm excited. Okay, let me put we are live. And in the description, I may. Tune in. All right. I have to get my other link. I think I have both of them. And we can do the comments as they stream. But for those who are just tuning in, make sure you do the quiz. The quiz. That'll get you started. Hello.
Where is the quiz? Because I don't think I saw the quiz.
Okay, I'll send it to you. Where you want me to send it to? Messenger?
Yeah.
Okay, I can do that. And that way you can have it and have a heads up on where we're going. And I posted it on my page too. It is there. I'm excited. Okay, let's get this here. I'm copying it. Thank you all for joining. Make sure you're liking and sharing. We are having a chat on intimacy. Some of you may be, good communicators and okay with being open and vulnerable with others. Some of you may be like, I don't know about all that. You understand? So we're going to see how this going to go today. I'm not checking for this intimacy stuff. So we're going to see how this works. And if you have not done so already, taking the quiz, if you go to my profile and click on the link, it'll take you to the quiz. The quiz will be right at the top. It will be right at the top because that's what we're going to be going through today. And Tan, I just sent it to you as well.
Okay.
So you can have it. And then I have to flip up. Let's do our other live. Let's see. I think I was okay. I can shut this one down. I'm in here multitasking, and I don't know how well I'm doing at this point. Okay, let's see. Let me know if you get it. That way I can. You have, okay, good, good. And so, all right, I'm gonna manage the comments the best that I can as they come and they stream through. Okay, here we are. All right. I'm gonna make this smaller, make all these screens smaller, and let's go. Okay. Well, thank you all for those who are already joined in, tuned in on whatever social media platform that you chose to join us on. Make sure you are liking and sharing this live. And welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me move this over a little bit so I can see my screen. Pull this up, okay. All right. Welcome to our live event on intimacy. So I thought it was important to do something interesting and interactive for the month of May. So with everything that's going on, there are so many views on intimacy within relationships. So I thought the best thing to do was to ask the question, is intimacy important? So for those who are just tuning in, right, just from that blank question without any details, yes or no, do you think intimacy is important? What do you say? And you can post that in the comment section. Do you think intimacy is important? Let me see my other, let's see. And I believe the average person is going to say, well, of course.
Yes, they are.
Right. Right. It's important, but what does that mean? I think that's the next thing. Okay. So, all right. Let me show the chat. I'm going to have to increase this chat so I can see. Okay. All right. And as we go, make sure you are posting in the chat whatever your questions are, comments, and interaction. All right. So I'm going to read a broad definition of intimacy. And it is, intimacy is the glue that binds relationships together, meaning our emotional closeness, vulnerability, trust, and authentic connections. All right. Whether it's with your spouse, your sibling, your parent, your friend, or colleague, intimacy plays a crucial role in fostering deeper connections and understanding between people. So keep that in mind as we go through this. It's emotional closeness and vulnerability, trust, and authentic connections. That's what this is all about. Mm-hmm. All right. Okay, let me go here. I have a comment. I just have to find it. It's so good to see you. All right, so we have Mama Melly here. I've been in her lives quite a few times. I'm glad you are able to tune in live. Thank you for liking and sharing. And
Patricia is here. Hey, Patricia.
Hi, Patricia. Yes, 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 yes. Make sure you're commenting. So the question on the table is intimacy important? Let's talk about it.
It's most definitely important. One of the most important things in a relationship.
Okay. All right. So we got 10 thinks it's important. All right. All right. All right. I like it. I like it. I love it. All right. So with that in mind, I think what we're going to do is we're going to like take a deep dive into intimacy and go over some details and some questions. And I think for starters, for in the comments, I want you all to express gratitude for something intimate or meaningful in your relationships. Now, whether it's a kind gesture from a loved one or a cherished memory. So just put it in the comments, something intimate or meaningful. So from a loved one, a memory, just something that comes in mind that just gives you like the make you feel warm inside. Some type of gesture. Post it in the comments. In the comments. Let me see. I think I'm gonna post something as well.
Patricia said sharing time. That is definitely that is so good. That's definitely important.
Oh yeah. Sharing time. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm going. Oh, I can't post as I go. Oh, I thought I could post while live. Okay. It's not allowing me to, but that's okay. I would just share. So for me, I would say a kind gesture I recently received was this morning. So Hubster, he is super supportive, and he came and he was like, "You need some music for your live," and it's just I actually did, and I wanted something. He came, he set up the music box, and now you all have a royalty-free jazz instrumental playing in the back. So yes, all right.
See what that was. He said, "Let me go ahead and ask her if she needs something before she asks me if I."
Tan, don't be coming for me. Don't come for me. Always asking my husband for stuff. Okay. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So Mama Melly said, my husband has been very supportive of my social media endeavors. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Yes, it's nothing like it. It's nothing like that's part of intimacy. It's support. It makes that it makes you thrive when you have someone that believe in you. So like she posted, her mom is her husband, Mama Melly said her husband is supportive of what she's doing with social media, because social media can be scary. It can be, oh my goodness, it can be absolutely scary. So what we want to do is, I want to pin your comment. I forgot how to pin. Can someone remind me how to pin? I think I have to.
You answered the wrong one.
I think I have to, is it double tap? Do I have to go to your icon? Mama Melly, you probably can help me with that because you've been on lives. Thank you so much for the team bracelet. Hold down the comment. Okay. Thank you. Yes, 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 yes. And Patricia said that's so awesome. Yes, it is awesome. Okay, let me hold down your comment. And it just tells me to reply to you. Aw. It's acting up on my end. Are you able to pin the comment, Tam? Let's see if it'll let you do it.
It's just doing the reply thing.
Yeah, it's only allowing me to reply. I've done it before, but I just forgot what I did. But I'm holding it down, the comment, and it's saying reply to you, not pin the comment. Aw. Okay, maybe it'll work later. All right, so good. Good. So make sure you're liking and you're sharing. Okay, so it acts up sometimes. It's not just me. Okay. All right, thank you. All right. So yes, a kind gesture, cherished memory. Thank you all for sharing those gestures and things that's happened in your life. Let's see. Let's do one more. Let's do one more. If you could have an experience that made your heart smile, what would it be? Like, what do you desire? What is something that you kind of, you know what, that would be nice if this happened to me, or if someone did this. What do you feel like you desire in your heart and would love someone to do? And that could be anyone, from a child, a parent, a spouse, a close friend, a bestie, a coworker, something you feel like, you know what, this would mean something to me. A long hug. You better talk about it, Patricia. Yes. Yes. Touch is my love language. Oh my goodness. It's something about, listen, you don't even have to give me no money. I'm like, bring it in. Bring it in. I want the hug. Yes. Do you all know, while we're talking about a long hug, I love that. The love languages, the 5 love languages, if you all have read the book, but touch is one of them. Touch, acts of service, gifts, touch, access, quality time. What's the 5th one? Gifts, touch, quality time, acts of service, and words of affirmation. So those are the 5 love languages. And touch is my number 1. Like, give me that hug, rub my back, just, whatever. Just touch me. That contact is everything for me. So that's good. Thank you for sharing, Patricia. All right, so we have Mama Melly. She said, verbalize that they see me and love me for who I am. Come on now. Yes, that's everything. So my thing is, when we are relating to other people, is nothing like being fully known, fully accepted, and fully loved. It's just like, I don't have to change for you. I don't have to perform for you. And even if I utterly fail, you're like, I know you. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm here for you in your failure. And I would say it all the time. Don't love me when I'm always on point. Because that's not when I need to be loved. When I'm at 100%, at my ugliest moment, you come in and pull me in as if I'm beautiful. That'll change the game. It means the world. Come on. Y'all. Listen, Mama Melly, like, y'all better not make me cry today.
That was Patricia's.
Oh, that was Patricia. Oh, Patricia, yes. Let them listen. Let the tears flow. That's healing. It's healing. It's important. It's an expression. It's an indicator. Come on, emotions are indicators. Yes. What is that, Mama Melly? I cry on the dang internet weekly. You better let them tears flow. It feels good. It feels good. Yes. What you got, Tan? Yes.
I would say, let's see, poems. I like poems, because they give that person the opportunity to really think about who you are and who you are to them. So when a person can put together some words, some meaningful words, I think that takes the cake.
Okay. So we like a poetic person over here. Okay, I'm gonna write down some stuff as we go because this is cool. Cool. Yay, poems. We got a long hug. Being accepted for who you are. Yes, another good one. That's creativity. Yes, creativity is everything. Yes, and I think
because it takes you having to put forth an effort to express, So yeah.
Effort to express. I love that. And just recently, and Tan knows this, just recently I'm in a play with my husband, and like literally one night he decided to take me out for date night, and date night was an audition to a play. We both got a part, and he's actually my boo thing in the play. And so each night we went for rehearsal, it was date night. And so now we're live. We went live 2 days ago, and we have 8 shows. And literally every show, they talk about us doing date night for the audition. And it's like the audience members that came to attend, they come, oh, are you all a couple for date night? You know what I mean? They got it. So it's kudos to my husband for that creativity, because he could have did the traditional, let's just go out to go get something to eat, or let's just, but he really, that creativity shows the thought, the effort, the investment. when someone is thinking about you, what they put into you means something. And so,
Absolutely.
yes. So that's everything. So I love what you are saying about the effort to express. Yes.
Because I never would have thought about doing that. Like, who thinks of that? Because you even posted a video, like, who can actually think of, how did you put it?
Who can
actually
guess where my husband took me for date night? Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nobody would have ever thought that.
No. And you're right, Mama Melly. That man went all out. Absolutely. Yes. Somebody was like, Michelle, he's a keeper. And one of my closest friends said, oh my goodness, I would love to be in a play with my husband. I always thought about it, especially when you find out the characters that are playing in a relationship are literally in a relationship. And so it was just, it's definitely great. And I was like, y'all better stop for his head get big. So but yes, so love it. You all are giving like great feedback. So thank you so much for the likes and the shares. Make sure you're sharing this out and inviting other people, because this is such a topic that we as people have to deep dive into and demystify intimacy, because intimacy is beautiful. Closeness and vulnerability, being a safe place for people, finding your safe place in other people, it's essential to our even mental health. So yes, share this with others. Get excited about this. This is good. We're just starting. So now, if you haven't done the quiz already, let me see if I can post it in the comments. If you click my profile and go to my profile, you will see, if you click the link, it'll take you, the quiz will be at the top if you want to take the quiz, so you can get a heads up on where we're going. Or let me see if I can copy. No, I can't even comment on here. You can comment. Can you, Tanner? No. Can you paste the quiz?
I can't. But I can't. I shared it.
Oh, I see it. I found it. I can comment. So I may go. Let's see. Did I disappear?
Yeah, for a second.
Okay. Am I back? Okay. So my goal is to add a comment. Okay, perfect. I just put the link for the quiz inside the comments for those who haven't taken it yet. So we're going to go to the first question. Now, the first question here is, it gives you 3 choices to respond to. So the first question is around emotional availability, because if you all, believe it or not, you have to be available in the moment to be emotional and emotionally connected with someone. So this is your question. Do you feel comfortable expressing your emotions and vulnerabilities to others? So the options are: A, yes, I am open and transparent about my feelings. B, sometimes it depends on the situation and the person. Or C, no, I tend to keep my emotions guarded. So are you A, B, or C? And you can post that in the comments. Okay, all right. Sometimes it depends on the situation and the person. All right, Mama Melly, got it. Good. So
I can agree with B.
Okay.
It definitely depends on the situation and the person.
Okay. Gorgeous Sweet said, depends on the person. I can see that. And that's part of it. So I'm an A. And it says, yes, I'm open and transparent about my feelings. Yep, not everyone is safe. That's a good point. Yes. All right. So we have a mix of A, but I have one A and mostly B. And you all bring up some good points. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So let's dive into this one. And I think the parameters around it for this particular quiz are for those around us. You know what I mean? Those that we know. Are we comfortable expressing our emotions and vulnerabilities to them? So these are people that this doesn't include strangers. So does that change your response? Do you feel comfortable expressing your emotions and vulnerabilities to others? My response, it stays at mine pretty much stays at A. And believe it or not, I'm pretty transparent with strangers. Like I will girl. Yes, because my emotions and vulnerabilities, so it's more like my emotional state. Because for me, I'm very congruent. Like if I'm frustrated, you're gonna see it on my face. If I'm feeling some type of way, you gonna so I'm you'll see it anyhow. So whether I tell you I'm uncomfortable, happy, sad, and different, you gonna know about what's coming out of my mouth and what I'm looking like. You understand? So what you think, Tan?
I think it's gonna have to be it's gonna have to depend on the relationship with that person, where we stand. I'm not one to be so upfront with strangers. Like I'm really gonna have to know you.
Okay. Okay. All right. So Patricia says A, and I'm pretty much because my thing is, and this is another thing that I say about, thank you so much for sending the rose. One thing that I say about the relationships that I have and people that I see, people don't know how I feel. So my emotional expression, my indicators to other people are verbal and nonverbal. So I would, if I was around someone and they made me feel uncomfortable, I would say, you know what? You're making me feel uncomfortable with what you just said. Or I'm uncomfortable with that statement. I don't even have to know the person. So for me, I'm very in touch with my surroundings, my boundaries. Like if you're too close to me, I'll say like you're currently in my emotional space. You know, you're too close to me right now. Because some people are free. They just all up under people and this, that, and the other. And I like what you said, Patricia. I just back away. I don't speak up all the time. Sometimes
see, that's more me too.
Yeah, yep, some people take control of it and this and yep, which is good. So that's a nonverbal cue to let someone know that they're in your space. So you're still addressing it, but in a nonverbal way. I'm very vocal. I'm like, what you doing? I need to know why you're doing it. After a while, we're gonna have a conversation. Like, and I tell this story all the time. So this is one of my favorite stories that I tell about me and how I am in public. So I never forget I was at Target. Mind you, I was at Target, had my coat on, I'm shopping, I'm in here doing what everybody do in Target, shop. And this lady comes up to me and she asked me, do you work here? So me being the person that I am, I said, what would you like to talk about? I knew good and well that she knew that I didn't work. I didn't have on red and khaki. I didn't have a price gun. I knew she wanted something else, but she didn't know how to come and ask me whatever she needed to or kind of break the ice. So she said, do you work here? I'm like, what would you like to talk about? You understand what I'm saying? Because I knew she was there for something else. And so for me, sometimes I just feel like I got this sign on my forehead that says, I'll talk to you. And it is so true. And it's so true. That it just happened this morning. I went to, it's a tea place, a nutrition place up the street that have tea. And it was an instructor in there, and I was talking about the event this morning, and she invited me to speak to her students, and it was just from a general conversation. I will talk to almost anyone. I'm that person.
Yep, you are that person.
So this is good. This is good. I love this. So now we've established that we do communicate our feelings, but it seems like we have a mix of verbal and nonverbal. And this is one thing I want to also express. Don't discount how you communicate, even if it's nonverbal. That matters and that counts, because some people, it only take a nonverbal cue for them to get it. Other people that are like in some other world, they need you to open up their mouth and say, ma'am, sir, please get your life. I need you to understand what's going on. So give yourself a little grace and credit, even though you don't speak out, because sometimes I've ran across people who were more introvert or more on the quiet side, and they always admired someone that was more vocal. Oh, I wish I could speak up more. I wish I could talk more. I wish I could do this and that and the other. And appreciate who you are and how you express, even though it may not be loud or verbal. And I'm the same way. Like, I enjoy being verbal, but sometimes Michelle needs to keep her mouth closed.
Yeah.
What I'm gonna hand it off to you, Tan, about that, because I think you come across as more reserved than I am to be all out there.
Yeah, and so because I am that way, I am more of the person that listens. You know, I listen and I process it. I'm not a quick responder, and I think I've said that before. I'm not your 911 person. If you need a first responder, I'm not that person.
She said, "Don't 911 me."
That is not me. I'm definitely one that has to process what you have said, and I will thoroughly think about it, and then I will respond as such. But I'm not on the fly person. Definitely not.
Okay.
But I am definitely an active listener. I will listen and I will process it and I will respond accordingly.
Got it. That's good. That's real good. Yes. Don't 911 Tan, y'all. You understand? If you in a pickle.
Because I'm on panic. I will panic like that, and you would get anything. You would not get the best me.
You like, no, I'm not your person. I'm not your person. Look, no, that's funny. That is very funny. Yes. Well, thank you for sharing, because that definitely, it means something to know those people that are around you and how they respond, and don't push someone into an uncomfortable situation. She gives great responses though. Yes, because she's thoughtful. She takes out time to think about her responses. And that makes a difference. That shows care and consideration. Tan comes across as someone, I just don't want to give you anything. I want to give you the best. I want to give you something that's going to move your life forward. You matter to me, so I want to make sure I'm exchanging quality with you. So that says a lot about your character. Okay, come on, Tan, come on through and be awesome and amazing. Yes, thank you for sharing, Patricia. All right, so let's go to our next question. We got another one. And this is a communication style. All right, how do you typically communicate in close relationships? All right, A, I am an active listener and express myself clearly and honestly. B, I struggle to communicate my needs and emotions effectively. Or C, I avoid confrontation and tend to withdraw during difficult conversations. Are you A? Are you B? Are you C? Do y'all need me to repeat them?
I'm definitely both A and C.
A and C? Okay.
Definitely an active listener. However, I'm non-confrontational.
Okay.
especially when I say, because it says in difficult conversations, I'm okay with difficult conversations. It just depends on how difficult or how uncomfortable they are. That's going to be the difference.
Okay.
It's going to depend on the actual situation.
Okay. All right. I got you. All right. So we got an A and C. We got Patricia is a C, and then I'm an A. I'm an all out A. I'm out here. So for communication styles, here's the piggyback question. So we're talking about close relationships now. What makes you A and C like 10? Okay, all right, I see. All right. So here's my thing with this question. Because we're talking about close relationships now. What puts you in a position? What indicators go off that says this is too difficult for me to address? What are those indicators that make those red flags come up and you're like, I'm going to withdraw? What are your withdrawal triggers?
Oh, that's a good question. What are my triggers?
You better talk about it. Jay is in the house. I don't feel like they hear me. That's a good one. If I don't feel understood, like you're hearing me, I will check out of the conversation.
That's good.
That is so good. Having to show disapproval. Can you rewrite that, Patricia? Because I want to understand fully. Oh, I want them to stay. Oh my goodness. Oh, this is getting good. Good morning, Jay. Thank you for joining. Okay, so listen, y'all done tapped into something. Okay. Oh my goodness. Now that's good. Ooh, that's real good. Okay, so here we go. Now Jay kicked it off with, I don't feel like they hear me. So, and understood. That's really good. That's a shutdown. It makes me withdraw. Because it's almost like, what's the point of having a conversation if you're not hearing me?
Right.
If you're not understanding my perspective, because if you don't understand my perspective, that means your response is not congruent with what I desire.
Absolutely.
So what we doing here? You're not hearing me. What we doing? It's just like,
absolutely.
It's just like we doing something else.
If you're not present in the moment, if you're showing me that you're not present or interested in what we're talking about, why are we even talking?
Come on.
Yeah.
This good. Now we about to dip into another good one, which is, I want them to stay happy with me. Now
that what goes into I guess the fear of rejection.
People pleasing.
Yeah. I'm on that same train.
You on that train? You on the train?
Yeah.
You're like, yes, I am on the train. Okay, yeah, you're scared to lose the connection when it gets too tense. Ooh.
That is so good.
Ooh, okay. So let's sit in these points. So it's a fear of rejection, people pleasing, fear of losing connection. And these are people that's close with us. So if we feel that way with someone that's close to us, what gets us to a place where we can draw close and understood, so that no matter what state we're in, tense or indifferent, we're going to go back to what Mama Melly said. I'm still accepted?
I don't think all relationships are to get to that point. It's just some people that's gonna stay in that place where you're not going to. This just gonna be one of those people that I cannot be vulnerable with. We won't have that intimate. I mean, we'll still have a relationship. It just won't be an intimate relationship.
Now, for this one, we're talking about close relationships.
Okay.
So we already close. Ooh. We already BFFs, or we're already married, or we're already in a 5-year contract in the business partnership. So we in this thing. So what are some steps that we can take to cultivate being understood and accepted, so that when the fire comes, we can sustain? So that's the question. This is good.
I guess that will go into observation, getting to know that person's character. And it's gonna take some head bumps. You know, it's gonna take you getting to know how this person is gonna react in this situation. Just taking data, I think.
Yeah, this is good. So here's the thing. I think in relationships, the biggest thing that we have to do is actually cultivate a safe place for each other, because we're talking about close relationships, and we have to make sure that we're open and honest, that we are fostering a healthy environment. Like, I'm talking about environments that don't include I walk on eggshells, or I know how to avoid you. And I'll give it for instance. I remember I offended one of my coworkers, and I didn't even know I offended her. How I found out is I'm normally talking to her every day, this and another, but I noticed that there was a silence. And then anything she had to communicate with me, the assistant would come say it to me. And I'm like, wait a minute, where's my coworker? We talk all the time. What is going on? And I finally caught up with the clue. So here's the next step. So once you realize there's a breach, a loss of connection, how do you reconnect? That's the question. I'm going to do the question if I give what I did.
Ooh.
When you realize that there's a loss of connection, how do you reconnect? Patricia put I don't.
I have been guilty of the I don't too.
Ooh. That's good. Okay. And we're talking about close relationships. Okay. All right. So listen, we're talking about close relationships. So when we recognize that there's a breach, hi, Lakaira, thank you for joining. When we recognize that there is a breach in a close relationship, I'm talking about a best friend, a mother or a father, a sibling, a very close co-worker, a business partner, a spouse. How do you typically seek to reconnect? And the answer so far,
you would have to confront in those situations, especially those very, very close relationships, like you said, with a parent or a sibling. You know, yeah, you're gonna have to do some confronting, like, okay, is everything okay with you and I? Because I feel a disconnect.
All right, so I see if it's my fault. Now, if I did something, I definitely want to fix it. So we have a fix it if it's your fault. Okay, it seemed like being good guy. However, is that good guy or just being accountable? With my best friend.
Not knowing, because in your case, you didn't even know that you're offended.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is with my best friend. I sent her a very detailed voice message and I let her respond the same to break the ice. Okay, to break ice. So verbally communicated. Okay. All right. So here's what we have to get to. Now, one thing that we're gonna deep dive into with intimacy, it literally starts with ourselves. Number one, it starts with ourselves. What's our relationship with ourselves? Because if we have a healthy self-talk, if we have a healthy processing, because we fail ourselves, if we be honest. Like sometimes we have every intent to do the right thing and we just do stuff backwards. Like, but and it's just like our butt. And here's our response. Are we gracious to ourselves? Do we forgive ourselves quickly? Do we seek to regain ground in a healthy manner without condemning ourselves? Because if we do that with ourselves, we'll do it with other people. Now, if we're hard, if we punish ourselves, if we become down and indifferent with ourselves, which is hard. It's hard when we can't deal with ourselves. That's a pill to swallow. Yes. We will show up that same way with other people. So this is so true. So, and the person that we can't run away from is ourselves. And when we find ourselves doing it, we close ourselves in because we don't feel worthy for the world to see us. So we hide either at home or when we're at work, we act overly busy. Like you finished that assignment like an hour ago. Why are you still in your office? You don't see me? Or we don't go to the meetup that we normally go to because we feel unworthy. We feel like, you know what? I haven't been that good of a person, so I don't deserve fun. We put ourselves on punishment. Wow. Let's talk about it. Ouch. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this thing. These are things that we do that we don't even realize that we do. And then we do them to other people because that's how we treat ourselves. Oh. And now we have to realize and become and start processing, why don't we seek to reconnect? Because it's all a vicious cycle at the end of the day. Because if we're not seeking to reconnect, that means that we don't value, it could mean that we don't value that relationship, or we don't have the capacity to mend it because there are fears in front of us, which we go back to what we talk about, a fear of rejection. I don't want to seem weak, so I'm not going. I didn't mess up, so I'm not going to fix it. These are things that we do, but I'm going to throw it to you, Tan. What you got?
That is too deep for me to even stick my toe in. That is deep. All I can say is ouch on that.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because we do tend to treat others like we treat ourselves. Mm-hmm. I mean, what else can we do? Mm-hmm. That's just what we do. Mm-hmm. Just what we do.
It is.
We're not kind to ourselves.
Yeah, come on. Come on. You better talk about that thing. This is you talking now. You're talking now because we have to get to the core of our self-talk. We got to get to the core of how we process things with ourselves, because I'm going to tell you, it shows up in our relationships. And we're gonna talk about that a little later. So that's good. All right. So I'm excited. I'm excited about this. So here's what we have to do. Like I'm gonna go back to the story. So once I realized that my coworker was utterly displeased with me, I was on her list, y'all. I was on her list. I went to her, and this is just me. This is my very black and white, plain and simple self. It's like, what's wrong with you? I literally went into her office. I stood in front of her computer because it was like when you go into the office, it's her computer and she's at her desk. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? And she showed me a sticky note that was on her computer. This sticky note is the comment that I made to her that caused her to shut down and not talk to me. And I didn't know this comment did that to her. So the comment said, reading is fundamental.
Oh, wow.
That's a statement I made to her in a conversation. And I'm going to give y'all context in one moment. Now, the sticky note she put on her monitor to remind her to stay mad at me, not to reconcile, not to let me know that I said something that offended her, but to remind her she did something to me. So we're not going to talk. Now, mind you, we're adults. Sometimes we do things that are ugly, like the statement I made. I flippantly made the statement. Now I'm going to give you context. We were in the middle of a really big project at work. And mind you, this is my work BFF. We go out to lunch together. We take pictures together. We check on each other's family. We've been in this thing for almost 6 years. So this is not a baby relationship. This is a cultivated relationship. And we had this really big project. And I'm a stickler on details. So when I give you something, I've given you everything you need to thrive and take the next step. And I pride myself on that. So this particular thing, I gave her an interdepartmental letter. I gave it to her to take to our headquarters. And mind you, it's a very busy time. We got things that we need to proctor. We have enrollment applications for new students for the next term. It's just a lot of stuff going on. And so in the midst of my busy day, after I've given her everything she needs to be successful, she comes and she says, where do you want me to take this envelope? Me not being gracious, because I'll admit I wasn't gracious. I was being familiar with her. I just said, reading is fundamental. And I kept on doing what I had to do.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I offended her. So she didn't come and say, hey, Shell, why you say it like that? Hey, you ain't have to say it like that. Or why you just didn't tell me? Because I'm frustrated. We're both frustrated. We're both busy. We're trying to meet these deadlines. There's only 2 of us. And we have literally 423 students. And you're going to come to me with a basic question that I've already given you an answer to? Reading is fundamental. We're not about to do this.
Wow.
But guess what? Guess another response I could have had. I could have said, oh, I put it on the envelope.
Yeah.
But I didn't, because I was frustrated, because we were under a lot of deadlines and pressures and I didn't respond correctly. So I apologized to her and we went on about our relationship, but it opened up the door for us to have more conversations and be gracious toward each other. Because what if I would have left it like that? Well, she mad, she can be mad, that's immature, I don't care. What if I didn't care why she was upset? What if I had to say, I don't care? I would have lost out on a valuable, a precious relationship for reading is fun. For 3 words. I would have threw away 6 years.
Wow.
And then on her point, that's not it. I went to her and I was like, are you struggling with holding grudges? Guess what was in her eyes? Some tears. It literally had nothing to do with me. At the end, her response had nothing to do with me. It was a coping mechanism that she cultivated from childhood. If you hurt me, I shut down. If you hurt me, I tune you out. If you hurt me, I'm done. I don't like to be hurt. And this is my response, because I haven't cultivated the capacity to be vulnerable when I'm hurt and risk being hurt again if I tell you I hurt you and you laugh at me or you don't care. I'm going to stop right there.
Wow. No, flip it back over, Hannah, because I have nothing. I have everything there. Wow. That just goes to show that we really have to dig deep and address those things that we just don't talk about. Mm-hmm. We don't talk about, we don't deal with it. So it festers and become infection. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good. That's good, Ted.
Yes.
That's good.
That's good, Shell. That's good.
It does.
That's good. The way that you handled that very well. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the fact that she wouldn't have ever come to you, she wouldn't have never confronted the situation. Mm-hmm. It took who you are to step outside of yourself and say, let me see what's going on here. Mm-hmm. Because she probably wouldn't have ever done it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. This is good. This is good. Now that's intimacy. Yeah. That is intimacy. And that was the point of this conversation. It was to let people know intimacy is when you build trust and vulnerability and connection with someone. That's intimacy. I can see into you. I can gauge where you are and want to pull you close to me. Intimacy will change your life. Completely change the game of your life and relationships. The fact that I can connect with you, the fact that I can be understood and loved by you, that sustains me.
Yeah.
That helps me to keep going when I can say, hey, Tan, you can do it, girl. You come to me and you say, you know what, Michelle, I had this goal and I completely failed. And I actually feel down about it. I don't think I can do it. But when instead of me saying, yeah, girl, you suck. Instead of saying that, I say, Tim, what about that time where you had that other goal and you crushed it? What was going on in your life that helped you to crush it? Did you eliminate the barriers and distractions so you could succeed? Did you know that you were actually dealing with 3 things at one time and it could have been an impossible goal? Give yourself some grace. How about let's look at it again and take a different approach? Now, how do you feel about that? You feel like you can do what?
You can accomplish it now.
You can do it again. I can do it again. I was safe to go to Michelle and say I jacked up because some people won't even tell you when they failed.
Right. Absolutely.
And that leads to the next question. Are you a safe place? I'm gonna flip that over because you come with good responses. So are you a safe place? What do you think about that question?
That's the thing. Yes. Man. Because I feel like I have not had the experience where I can say that others are, because we should provide a soft place for a person to land, but we don't always be that soft place, Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's a real thing. That is a very real thing. I consider myself a soft place to land, but I can't say that I have a whole lot of people in my life where I can, pour out to. Mm-hmm. My circle is very small.
Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. As far as being a safe place, it's important not only to be a safe place for other people, but find your safe place in others because we need it. Because we're not always 100%. And if we can find, I would say 2, 3, or maybe 4 safe landings, we've accomplished something in our lives. And the reason why I say I will always say never one, because you'll wear out somebody.
Yeah.
And that's not fair. And that's part of being healthy. We don't want to wear somebody out. So having multiple safe places, but guess what? In certain areas, I have a safe place I can land on marriage. I have a safe place I can land on friendships. I have a safe place I can land on business. Yeah. So we have to know that one person don't have to be all things for all areas of my life. I have to find my safe places for different areas. And actually, you don't want anyone to hold all your cards anyhow, except Jesus.
That's true. That's true.
Right. You don't want one person holding all your cards, because before we know it, we enter into unhealthy, manipulative relationships.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, this is good. This is good. So let me put this back. Hold on 1 minute. Got it. All right. So I had to fix that. So yes. All right. So let's take a quick minute or two break, and you all post in the comments if you're enjoying it. What are you enjoying about the live? And click the link and share, copy this live and share with other people. Let us know. Do you enjoy this live? Are you enjoying intimacy so far? Because we got a couple more conversations.
This has definitely been good. It's been really, really good. You ain't got to change it out.
I want to change it. Go ahead. Talk about it.
It has been very, very good. Very, very educational, informative, enlightening, all of that. All of that. It has been a mirror. You have given me the opportunity to look at myself. And that's not always a good thing. But it's a great thing.
Okay.
So yeah, thank you for this opportunity to look at myself, because I'm looking at it from a different aspect. So it's been good. It's been good.
Good to hear. All right. So Jay posted, great combo, all in my business.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
This is good. I like practical tips with the smooth delivery. Oh, good. Yes. Good. Thank you so much for liking the live. Thank you for being here. And for those who are new here, my name is Michelle-Ann Obikwelu. This is the Michelle-Ann Show. I turned it into the Michelle-Ann Show here on this platform and on others. And I'm super excited to just have meaningful conversations. So if you look at my info, it says meaningful conversations, because that's what it's about. I want to make sure that the conversations that we have are ones that will touch us in a deep place and give us an opportunity to come out better on the other side.
Yeah.
And we want to be refreshing to one another. It's so much superficial and surface stuff around us. And this is about the depth that we all deserve and we need to thrive and become. I don't want to be, at the end of the day, I don't want to be the same person I am today, 5, 10, 15 years from now with no growth.
Yes, I agree.
I don't want to have the same struggle. Have you talked to someone? Oh, let me tell y'all. I'm gonna give y'all a quick story while we on break. Story time. When I was a teenager, I was in high school. I had co-op, and when you have co-op, you go to school half a day and you go to work half a day. And so I worked at Target. That's how I got that Target job, y'all. So yeah, so I worked at Target in high school. So I'm telling you stories 20 plus years ago, right? So when I was in my Target days, I had coworkers, friends and stuff that I had cultivated relationships with. And fast forward this happened about, I want to say 12, maybe 15 years ago. No. 15 years after I left Target, which will make it probably about 7 or 8 years ago, I went back to Target, one of the ones that I used to work at. I was a manager. So after being hired in as a cashier and the fitting room attendant, I moved up to a level 2 supervisor, then a level 3 team lead. So I went through the ranks and, left after that. And I went back, like I said, about 17 years later, and I was down the aisle shopping. And then one aisle over, I heard a gentleman complaining. It wasn't just any gentleman. It was the same gentleman that worked there when I was a child because we were children together. I was disgusted. I was like, sir, 17 years later, you still got with the same complaint? The same complaint? The only thing congruent is you and your mindset. There's no way you can be in a place 17, 18 years and you're complaining. Change the situation, change your location, change what you're doing. And the type of complaints were like elementary. It wasn't nothing like a top level complaint. It was like somebody left this basket out and somebody, why are you using your breath? But that's what happens in life. You run into somebody 10, 15 years later, they have the same story, the same woe is me, the same hurt, the same disappointment, and you still battling with it. Guess what? You want to. You enjoy the attention you get in that pitiful place. So you camp out.
He have become so comfortable in that dysfunction that there has been no growth in 17 years. No growth. Ooh. That's terrible.
Terrible. So the reason why I do events like this and I do meaningful conversations is because I want us to be challenged to see where we are and make a decision. I'm going to be better today, not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. What can I say?
That's all we got is now.
Now. Absolutely. Right now. So what are we going to do with the now? I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to get better. I'm going to talk about some things. I'm going to get some stuff off my chest. I'm going to, you understand what I'm saying? I'm going to take responsibility for my life. I'm going to stop blaming people.
Yeah.
So this is good. I'm excited. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. All right. So here's my commercial. I got a commercial, y'all. So my commercial for today. Hello. You have joined the Michelle Yen Show. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. I'm so funny. Okay, good. So here's my commercial. You know what, Tan? I just had an idea. Which could no, I don't think you can do it. Because I'm streaming live on another place, but I'm going through Zoom. I was like, we can be side by side on Zoom, but it wouldn't reflect here on this platform. It'll reflect on the other social media. But anyway, we'll do it next time. So we can be side by side. But anyhow, here's my Michelle Yen commercial. So with everything that we're doing with Is Intimacy Important, one thing I want you all to know is that in my profile, you can go to the link for more resources. So if you haven't taken the quiz or you want to take the quiz and save your responses and get more information, you can go there, you can click it, and you'll take it anonymously also. That's just so you know, because I want to get the stats and what people are saying. So when you answer the 5 questions and your responses, it'll give you a score. And then based on your score, it'll tell you where you are on the intimacy scale. So take the quiz so you know where you are. And then also the next thing, under the link, it's another opportunity, but I'm not going to tell you all about that later. Right now, I'll tell you later. So that's my short commercial.
Okay.
All right. So Tan, let me put it on you. Let me put it on you. I like to put you up the screen. Do you have anything before we come back from our short intermission and commercial?
I do not, ma'am. I do not. I do not.
Oh goodness. Listen, y'all. While I have this beautiful lady up on the screen, I'm gonna tell y'all our meeting story. I met Tan here on TikTok. We literally connected. I don't know what I was doing. No, I was walking live on one of them things with my walking pad. And that's how I met Tan. When I tell y'all I talk to anybody, I talk to anybody, especially when they got good sense. Look, and Tan got some good sense. So so we done talked, we done connected on other social media, we send each other voice messages, memos, we got each other's number, and it all started with conversations live on TikTok.
Yeah.
And so I want to encourage you all to know and let you all know that there are good people out here. And I tell people we got to remember and we got to be careful with our words because people say people are this or all women are this or all men are this. If that's what you're putting out there, that's what you're going to receive. And like I say, I'm a good person, so guess what? I'm going to attract awesome sauce people. Because if, let's get back to our self-talk. I think I'm awesome sauce. That's not arrogance. That's just knowing that you are sufficient in how you were created. And I'm very much in tune with God fearfully and wonderfully making me. Therefore, he did the same for you. He didn't take no shortcuts when he created you.
That is true.
So we have to, but I do realize people abuse how beautiful they are by not growing up, by not getting coping skills, by not getting help. I do understand that, but we also have to give people the grace to grow and become and blossom and be a conduit for someone to make it to their next, whatever that next is. So I just wanted to give y'all the story on how I met Tan here on TikTok. Yes. And I'm glad I met you. Yes, this is good.
Same here. Same here.
Yes.
It has been a wonderful friendship. I've learned you and your husband.
Yes.
You wear him out
though. Leave us alone. You understand? Listen, he like it. Look, he needed it. He needed somebody that'll call him every 15, 20 minutes. Like, honey bear, honey bear. Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's super cool. All right, so we are back at it, and we have 3, 4, and 5, which are, we may just do 3 and 4 of the quiz, and I'll save 5 for when you all take it online. But our next quiz question, so if you haven't done this already, make sure you like the live, you share the live, and you take the quiz. Like, share, and take the quiz. All right, so the next, number 3, is about trust and vulnerability. This is a big one, y'all. Trust and vulnerability. All right, and it says, how do you feel about being vulnerable with others? How do you feel about being vulnerable with others? And these are your questions. It's A, B, or C. A, I believe vulnerability strengthens relationships and fosters deeper connections. That's A. B, I find it challenging to trust others and often fear being hurt. 3, I prefer to keep my guard up and avoid being vulnerable altogether. Great afternoon, Keela. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being here. We are on number 3 of our quiz questions, and it is on the in the lines of, let me put this, make this a little bigger. Uh-oh, I lost my spot. Trust and vulnerability. And the question is, how do you feel about being vulnerable with others? A, I believe vulnerability strengthens relationships and foster deeper connections. B, I find it challenging to trust others and often fear being hurt. Or C, I prefer to keep my guard up and avoid being vulnerable altogether. Are you A, B, or C? Or you can do 1, 2, or 3. A, B, or C?
I'm actually a mixture of A, because it is important that we foster those, good, deep relationships. However, I am a part of the B family because I do fear being hurt. It has been hard to trust people, so it takes a minute. It takes a minute to get there. Because people would use your vulnerability to hurt you. They'll weaponize it, and so that makes it hard to trust.
Okay, I like it. So Jay mentioned C, okay, which is 3. 3 is C. And then Keela B mentioned A and B, but more on the A side, okay. And Jay, I agree with A, but I'm C. Okay, so this is good. All right, let's do a mini dive into this one. All right, so for my C folk, I prefer to keep my guard up and avoid being vulnerable altogether. Now, this is an exercise, because this is definitely a live, so you can be as lean as you like. At what point in your life, or in our lives, because I've been there before, so not there now, did something happen to make you believe vulnerability is dangerous? At what point in your life, and what happened? And it as detailed as you can be. This is for you to think about. Did you interpret, based on that event, situation, or person? Yeah, that's good. That vulnerability is dangerous. Jay, I see you. Yeah, I see you. Yeah. Separation, divorce. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's a tearing away. That's a intimacy breach of breaches.
Most definitely.
Yeah, this is a great topic. Thank you, Keela. Yes. That's good. That's good.
And most of the time in those situations, you end up losing a part of yourself that is so hard to get back.
That's good. I have another one. I'm gonna type it in though. That was mine. Abandonment by my father. Yeah, he left when I was a child, and that was that did something to me for years, and I didn't even know it did something to me. And that's where, as a healing started to unfold, there were layers. Yeah. All right. And then Jay said it was more so everyone's response to it in the church community I was in. That's good. That's good. Because some people can say whatever they want, but certain people, it's a different impact. When certain people, like, it's different between a stranger saying, you ugly, and my mama telling me I'm ugly. It just hit differently. You understand what I'm saying? A stranger can say what they want, and it's just like, whatever, I don't care about your opinion. But if your mother say it, it's just like,
it hits different.
Like, what we doing? Like, that's what we talking about? Like, you just, it's a wound. It cuts deeper. So you are so correct, Jay, and thank you so much for sharing that aspect, that it does matter who is responding to the event that's taking place in my life that's causing me to shut down. Their perspective, their opinions, and the impact that they have on something that's happened in my life, it can either make it better or worse. It can expedite my healing process, or it could make me go deeper and need more healing. make me go backwards. So that's important. That's important. All right. Now I'm going to go to the B people. And all of these answers are going to get us to some responses by the time we get to the top. Thank you so much for the roses. It's going to get us back to the top. The reason why we started at C is because B is going to provide a little more insight, and then A is going to provide some more insight. So we're gonna channel up to some coping skills, some capacity building things, and also some answers that can bring some relief and clarity on how to continue to heal on the journey. All right. So for our B people, so I see it says, I find it challenging to trust others and I often fear being hurt. So this person, it's a challenge, but they don't shut down altogether. And they have this little piece of fear of being hurt. So let's talk about that. So for our B people that find it challenging to trust others, because this is our trust and vulnerability section, where does the fear come from when it says there's a fear of being hurt? What will happen if you are hurt? What do you believe will happen if you're hurt? That's the question. And you can type it in the comments. And Tan, I'm going to give you some room to comment on that as well, as far as ask the question or add a twist. Okay.
I don't have a response on that one just yet.
Okay.
I'm pondering on it.
Okay. So this is, I find it challenging to trust others and often fear being hurt. And the question on the table is, what will happen if you are hurt? Because when we get to that answer, we can reverse engineer it in order to find a healthy balance in our relationships when it comes to being hurt. So what's the fear? What's the fear? What could happen? Because it's all based on what we tell ourselves.
I guess it's just not wanting to be hurt, period. And I think it brings, it just brings so much, it's a lot of pain there. And I think it can cause a person to withdraw so much so to almost a burial. You just bury it, and no good can come out of it. So I guess people, just tend to avoid it altogether to keep from having to go in those withdrawing places.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Thank you for sharing that. It does hurt. It does hurt. Now the question or the statement, I'll make a statement. A did you know statement. Did you know that in order to bring the beauty out of something, it takes pressure? And for instance, did you know diamonds are made under pressure? No pressure, no diamond. No hurt, no pain, no shine. So if we keep the diamond in mind, are we now willing to risk being hurt to get the shine out of the relationship, out of the reaction? That's where we have to grow to. That's where we're going to. So for instance, are we willing to be hurt, whatever that hurt is in quotation marks, in order to see the beauty on the other side of healing the beauty on the other side of understanding, because usually we get hurt because there's a misunderstanding, right? Usually we get hurt because we have the wrong perception of ourselves and the other person. Usually we get hurt because there's a breach, there's a crack in the foundation that we haven't mended. So it's compounding and it's becoming a gaping hole, and we're getting further and further apart. So here's the thing.
All right.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Because with us sharing, we're going to go to A, which is I believe vulnerability, which is our key, which is what we're all growing to. And those that already have our toes in it, we can expand in it. Is I believe vulnerability strengthens relationships and foster deeper connections. That's exactly what it is. Vulnerability, when I can be, and I'll give an example of some friends. I have friends that who have seen the very pitiful, messy, failure side of me and love me all the same. Like the love doesn't waver based on my failure, based on my inconsistency, based on a decision I made, based on a time I operated with a lack of integrity. So because of that, thank you so much, Jessica, for joining. Based on all of that, they've become a safe place for me because their love has been proven to be steadfast. So because it's steadfast and because it's consistent, I'm okay even if I don't get it right. And if I don't get it right, they even have the capacity to what I call, this is something I've coined, they have the capacity to love me to wholeness. Whether it's within themselves or point me in the direction to get the help I need to go on to the next level of my life. So I'm going to flip it to you based on that.
That is good. And I think that just goes back to understanding who you are, getting to know who you are in handling certain situations. Yeah, that's all a part of that growing process, getting to know who you are and treating people accordingly.
Yeah. And our belief systems are important. If you believe that vulnerability strengthens relationships, you seek opportunities to strengthen your relationship through deep connections, through communications, through saying, you know what, the way I thought about that was a little off and I put too much pressure on you. I had an unspoken expectation that put you in a corner, and that wasn't fair. And guess what? That person will respect you for coming and admitting that you were wrong and acknowledging that you didn't process it correctly. I can respect somebody who can come to say, you know what, I jacked that up. I jacked that up royally. Like I was sincerely wrong. I was vested in that wrong. And now that I see it, forgive me. Forgive me. I can't take it back. I can't take the hurt, the disappointment, the tension, the lost time, the lost years. But I can work toward making tomorrow better if you allow me in some space. You don't even have to let me all the way in, but in some space to start on the journey, if you want to take the journey with me. And that's giving people the grace to decide. We can't bombard our way into people's lives, but we give them that space to decide.
I agree.
And when people hurt us, that means something. Or when people manipulate us, when we need to be manipulate us into doing what they desire for us to do instead of what's best for us, or instead of acknowledging where we are. That's another good one. Like, you may have the answer and it could very well be the right answer, but if I'm not ready for it and you pressure me or you condemn me for not being ready, you're not helping me get there. Actually, you're not graciously meeting me where I am. So how do we acknowledge someone? Like, I see that you're pretty resistant to mending that relationship. Why are you resistant? Instead of saying, the Bible says you better forgive. Or in some people's cases that have experienced divorce or separation, they say, the Bible says God hates divorce. Instead of manipulating people into doing what we believe they should do at that very time, why not be gracious and go through the healing journey to say, hey, how are you feeling with where you are right now?
That's good. That's good.
Can I sit in this with you for a moment? Can I just be a listening ear? As you say some things that may not be the right thing to say? Do you have the capacity to sit? Go ahead.
I get it. That's important. I think just being present, regardless of what's being said, but just making sure that we are present in the moment and taking it all in for the most constructive response to it, because how we respond will definitely make a difference on that relationship, being able to move forward.
Yeah, it does. It does. I never forget, it was one time I was doing a business project, and I'm a people person, and I wasn't getting anything done. I just couldn't get anything done, and it was a little frustrating to me. And I called my friend, and I'm gonna just say her name just in case she watch it, just to remind her how much I love her. Her name is Regina. I called her on the phone. I said, Regina, can you go to this cafe with me and sit with me while I finish this project? I just need somebody else that care about me to just breathe in my presence. You know, that woman showed up.
That's awesome.
Because she wanted me to do it. She wanted me to succeed. And she said, all I have to do is show up. I'll breathe around you. It might seem quirky to somebody else, but I needed that. And she sacrificed her time, her energy, her gas to drive. And I got that project done.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome.
And she was on her phone doing her own little thing, but I needed that safety of someone who loved me and would accept me in my quirky state.
Right.
I didn't ask her for $1 million, and I just asked her to show up, be present.
Yeah.
And she didn't judge me. Girl, I'm not about to waste my gas to come here with you. I'm not about to do it. You can figure it out. Why do you think I'm just gonna spend my time just so you can be okay? None of that. That woman showed up.
That's good. That's awesome.
Completely changed my life in that moment, because she was willing to be available when I was vulnerable. And as a leader, sometimes people expect you to have it all together, to rein it in, to overcome and just be this strong person and say that I can do it no matter if no one else shows up. Nope, I couldn't. And I was okay being weak and vulnerable in that moment and calling. She was my 91110. She was like, listen. I was like, listen, I need you to roll through. You understand? And she rolled through and she changed the game for me. And I never forget that. That was like, I want to say, that was a lot of years ago. That was maybe 6 years ago. And I still, you see that one act of kindness.
Yeah.
I'm talking about it 6 years later, like it happened yesterday. She left an imprint on my heart saying, Michelle, I care about what you care about, even though I'm not involved.
Yeah.
And listen, even though it don't benefit me, it's nothing like showing up for someone who can't repay you. Come on.
Oh, yeah, that's priceless.
Come on. That's when life begins. When we begin to cultivate. Come on now, Keela. She like, woo, yes.
Yeah.
That feels so good. It feels good to be around someone and you don't owe them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. Yes, Keela. Yes. You don't owe me a thing. I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm in this thing. And you the only one vested in it. I have no weight. I get no royalties from what you're doing.
Right. Ooh, that's good.
Come on.
Good.
This is good. Yes. So that I'm excited. So this is good. Okay, so we're gonna go to the number 4. This is our last question. And number 5, we're gonna leave out there because you can take the quiz and do number 5. So we're gonna leave that hanging. But it says it's about boundaries, and boundaries is a big one, right? And the question is, are you able to establish and maintain healthy boundaries in your relationships? All right. A, yes, I understand the importance of setting boundaries and respect others' boundaries as well. B, I struggle to set boundaries and often feel overwhelmed by others' expectations. Or C, I tend to either have rigid boundaries that keep people at a distance or none at all, leading to boundary violations. All right, so we got Keela, she on it. She's like, hands down, A. She said, yes, I understand the importance of setting boundaries and respect others' boundaries as well. That's good. I'm an A too, Keela. I'm with you.
Yeah, I had to learn I've gotten a lot better about it, but okay. I had to learn A.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was in that place. Well, we've all been in that place where we had to learn boundaries, but I can definitely relate. Like I used to make people, like I used to force my way into people's lives. Like if you didn't want to be bothered with me, you're gonna be bothered with me. You're gonna acknowledge me. You're gonna see me, because it could have been because I was the youngest too, and I was used to getting attention. So if you wasn't giving me attention, I'm like, why are you not checking for me? And then because I was insecure at that time, then I'm like, am I okay? Is something wrong with me? How can I make this person like me? And now I go through all these chameleon things, to gain approval. And it's like it's a never ending whirlwind of no rest for the soul. You
understand? It's true. It is true.
You're constantly going. Yes. So yeah, this is good. Yes. So with setting boundaries, it's an ever-going thing. That's another thing to keep in mind. It's always going. It's always happening. Because guess what? We change every 2 to 4 years. We all change.
Yeah, at least we're supposed to be.
There you go. That is true. And so with that in mind, we have to be gracious with ourselves and cultivate communication skills. And then number 2, we have to be gracious with other people and be willing to pivot as they change. I have a cousin who is a coach as well, and she deals with mindset. And we have really good conversations because we've grown to a place where we understand that who we were as children, we're women now. We've had life, we've had experiences, we've grown. That means our boundaries change. So things that we did back in the day, it doesn't apply to today. I've grown out of that. That doesn't amuse me anymore. I actually pretty much take offense to that now because I have a belief that I didn't have then that's now rooted in me. So now we have to teach people how to respect the new me.
Yeah.
And how do you handle the rejection of someone saying later for you, because I don't like the new you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And how do we accept when we realize the people that benefited from our unhealth? That's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one.
It is.
Because when you set a boundary, you identify people who were using you.
Right.
Because you didn't know it. Because you're too busy people pleasing.
Absolutely.
You were too busy not wanting to hurt them. Mm-hmm. That they just walked all over you, and they were okay walking over you because they benefited from it.
Yeah.
All their needs were met while you were in frustration. And because they benefited from it, they weren't going to tell you, girl, you shouldn't let people treat you that way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's good.
It's terrible.
It's terrible. Yes. It is terrible. It is. But that's why it's so important to cultivate healthy relationships and boundaries. This one is about boundaries. All right. This is good. All right. So listen, we have been on here. Tan, you have been a trooper. We have been on here an hour and 45 minutes, and it has been good. It has been good. Very good.
It doesn't seem like that long.
It doesn't. Time has been flying. And we literally have number 5. You all got to get it by clicking the link and taking the quiz. It's anonymous. It's an anonymous quiz. Let's see. Right. Without boundaries, you supply their needs without the value of the cost of giving. Come on. You better talk about it, Keela. Yes. So this is what we're going to do. For about 3 to 5 minutes, we're going to open the floor if someone wants to come on and join the conversation and give a little feedback. So if you want to come up with Tan, you don't have to show your picture when you come up on video. If you want to come up, just type it in the comments. And if you're able to access your to be invited on, I'll invite you, and you can verbally share, your thoughts about today. So just type it in the comments and I'll invite you to come up and you can share. Oh, I need to create a survey so y'all can tell me how the event went.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Let me do that. Talk about it. And then for anyone who okay, Keela, let me see if I can invite you. I'll follow you back. And okay, I just sent you an invite. Yay!
No.
Hi, Keela. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me. It's been good. Me and Tan are friends. I think this is the first time we've actually been in a live together, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But
okay.
It's good to be here. I saw that she was live, and I was like, hey, I've never seen her live, so let me go. And then you also. It's good to be here.
Okay, good. Thank you, Tan.
Yes. so this was great conversation. This has been a topic that I've heard a lot lately, and just hearing different people's comments about being vulnerable and about having boundaries and setting those things in relationships, and not just like with man, woman, but also with friends, like family members, having boundaries, and being so my podcast and everything is Honest to God Movement, right? And this is me being like totally vulnerable with my life and sharing it with the world. But I realized too that I can't share all of me with everyone.
Yes.
And you know, because I'm that person, I'm like, I'm free. I am who I am. I'm true to everyone, and I'm the same person with everyone. But then I realized that everyone is not for you, and they'll take and take and take, and you're giving and giving and giving, and then you're left with nothing for yourself. And so I had to learn to be honest with me first, and then share that with the world with limitations, with boundaries, to keep that not necessarily a wall up, because I feel like we confuse walls with boundaries. And like I feel like, once you're hurt by something, you go through trauma, you then put up this wall to block all possibilities of the greatness of what can be given or what can be received. But it's those boundaries that says I'm going to have a lot of me reserved for me, and not to hold back on who I am, but to make sure that I'm selfishly, like it's not a bad selfish. It's not bad to be selfish with you, but it's the way you do it, and then making sure that the perception that everyone is getting from you, it's not in that negative way, that you're not causing hurt by being selfish with you. You know what I mean? Like it's like goes hand in hand. You have to also think about the other person and not just yourself. But then on the flip side of that, you have to then think about yourself and then not the other person. I feel like we always, we put expectations on people, that things that we do, things that we like doing, things that we expect from other people, and expecting that they're going to come with that same type of expectation, or their personalities and their characteristics, that it's going to be the same thing all the time because I expect that, because that's what I like, that's because what I enjoy. But we have to realize that everyone is individuals. We're created in different ways. We have different characteristics, different personalities, and where I may like a certain way, you may not like that, but I have to be okay with you're you, I'm me, and we're going to agree to be that. You know what I mean? So this was a really great conversation. It really brought up a lot of thoughts for me in relationships and where I am in relationships. And I appreciate the conversation.
Oh, good. I am so glad.
Thank you so much for your response.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Also, I ditto that. And what you're saying is being self-aware of your needs. It's not selfish. You're self-aware of what you need to thrive in the exchange of honoring someone else and where they are. So if helping you hurts me, no deal.
I can't do that.
No deal. No deal. So that's not selfish. That's being self-aware.
Yes. And I used to do that all the time because I'm not a people pleaser, but I care about people. I care about their feelings, their emotions, how it makes them feel, and not because I want to please them, but I want to make sure that everybody's good. I'm a loving person, caring person, and that used to be a hindrance for me because I would put myself on the line for someone else's happiness or their joy or their peace, and that was causing me to not be peaceful, to not have happiness and joy in my life. And I'm like, I can no longer put myself on the back burner at the account of someone else's happiness or their peace, when the peace doesn't come from the person, it comes from who I serve. And so, I don't know. I don't know.
I believe in God. Yes. No. It's fine. You can share. Okay. I'm a full out Jesus girl.
Okay.
I'm in the pocket with the Lord.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So, why it's that the peace comes. I just had this conversation with one of my friends last night. We were talking about how in relationships men are like, oh, can she be your peace? Or, you know, women, can he be my peace? But the peace doesn't come from the person.
It doesn't.
It comes from God. And so it's really, if I carry that peace within me, can I still put peace in your life by having peace in mine? And so I feel like if we actually, she just walked in the room, so it's funny that we're talking about this again.
Amen. The one you were talking to?
Yes,
Sade. Hi,
Sade.
Sade.
We were talking about peace last night, and how in relationships people expect the peace of a person, but it's not you. It's, you know, the source. We have to go back to the source, and that was a hindrance for me for a very long time, where I would put myself back because of the account of everybody else, making sure that they're good, making sure that they are cared for, and I realized that was definitely hurting me more than helping. So once that shifted in my mind and I shifted the way I processed this thing, it really helped me understand others better. And it actually was better in, like, the relationships were better. They were built stronger. And, you know, I feel like we expect too much out of ourselves too, where it's like, well, that's not you. Let's not do that. So yeah, this was great.
That is so good. And you are spot on with that, but that's all around where it goes, even with this conversation with intimacy and what intimacy is and how it starts from the inside out with those values and boundaries. And when we have value of ourselves and boundaries of how we're created, and I wouldn't dishonor myself to make sure you're okay, because then that means I'm discounting who I am. It doesn't make sense. It's an imbalance. And so how do we practically communicate that when things get hard? And that's about one thing that I would do with those that I mentored. And I mean, from young to older than I am, I would tell them to go on a no fast. And this was so important because sometimes we just feel like we want to say yes, and even if we're available, we want to do it. But no, that's not how it goes. I said, say no, even when you can do it, because you got to build up your weight in saying no. Say no when you are available. Come on, because it's just like you have to get comfortable in doing nothing, because people, it's in their nature, they want their need met. And sometimes if they're not careful, they can be used with the element of manipulation. Like the person that call you and be like, hey, can you run me to the mall? I got to get some stuff because I got this big event and I forgot, blah, blah, blah. And I really need it. You know, it's a good event, girl, and blah, blah, blah. But this is the time that you decided that you're going to kick your feet up and rest. And then you say, no, I'm not available. And they're like, what are you doing? Nothing. I'm just kicking my feet up, getting some rest. Oh, so you know I got this big event and you're not going to help me because you just kicking your feet up? Yes, because I had set out this time to get some rest because I don't want to break down. It's important for my body to recalibrate and get the rest it needs so I can function for my day and so that I can show up. But I'm sure it's someone else that can help you, but I'm going to go back to resting. Anything else I can help with before I get off the phone? It takes a lot of courage to say no in the midst of someone challenging you for what you're doing with your time that you don't owe to anyone. I want you to have a great event. I want to be there for you, but it'll be at my expense because I've extended myself too far. I've already ran you to the store like 10 times in the process. I've already done this, already done that. Call on somebody else. I can't be your end all and be all. And matter of fact, I can send you an Uber or a Lyft. How about I bless you that way? But as for me and my house, I'm not leaving this boy, not today.
When I think about the word no, like when you saying no, you're really saying no. I'm not going to take on this thing. The if you turn around, no, it's on, right? And if it's really the opposite of no is yes, and you're taking on this thing. It's, am I willing to take on this thing? And my questions are always now when I'm saying yes or no to something. It's, I have to go through this thought process of, will I benefit from this thing? How will I benefit from this thing? And why do I want to benefit in this way? Is it going to really edify me? Like, is it really going to help me? Is it bringing glory to God, for one, because I don't want to go anywhere that He's not sending me to. And it's like, we forget about ourselves. You talk about the rest, and it's like, I'm always that person that's on the go, always doing something, always looking for something to do, and not just because I want to keep busy, because there's so much in my hands, there's so much I can do. But at the same time, I know that I need rest, and I'm not a person that rests often. Like this morning, I chose to rest in, and this was the first time I had rested in for, I can't even tell you how many months. And so it's like, God, do I really benefit from this thing I'm saying yes to? Or like, am I taking on something that's going to help me in the long run? And it's going back to self-care. It goes beyond just helping the person or being there for them, because we're always there for them. We're always there, in place. And sometimes we're the only person that's there for them in moments, or not just the only person, but we're big support. I know myself, I'm a big supporter of people, and it's often where I look for support and no one's there. And so it's like, okay, let's fix this thing and realize that it's not from my circle that the support may even come from, And so, that's
good.
My take on no. Like, I like what you were saying about that.
Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. And like, there are so many layers, because it's layers to where we are in our relationship and where we find ourselves. And you said something really big about, you're there for a lot of people, but a lot of times people aren't there for you. So it's so many ways that we can look at it. We can look at it as in the quality of the people, and then also from the aspect of the quality of how we show up. Because sometimes we repel people from helping us because we appear to always have it together, because we haven't cultivated that delicate balance of being vulnerable and needy. People don't like that needy word, but it's a good word. It's a good word. It's okay to need. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to say, I don't have it. It's okay to say, you know what? I'm juggling like 4 balls, but one of them about to fall. Can you catch that 4th one so I can continue to juggle? But if we're so used to holding it all together, we don't realize that control is controlling us and keeping us from being vulnerable to receive. So it's a delicate balance here, and we have to make sure that we're cultivating all aspects of relationships, where they're quality and sacrificial sometimes, and it's a journey. So this has been good. We are at 2 hours of online having intimate conversations. So Tan, I'm going to have you give a quick, any closer thought that you want to give, and then I'm going to wrap it up and give you all some awesome next steps.
I think this has been very therapeutic. We have touched some bases that have not been touched. I know for me, like I said earlier, it caused me to look in the mirror and to examine myself. And it seems to be that I have some work to do. It's good work. It's growth work. So
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's been good. It's been good.
Good. Thank you for being a part of the panel. And Sade, I see you. Thank you so much. Connect with me on here. I'll follow you back. If you follow me, and make sure you have all the information. But I'm super excited that we came together this morning. It is much needed, having dialogue and diving into intimacy, because it's important in a variety of relationships. And with that in mind, if you haven't taken the intimacy quiz that I have, click the link that I have in my bio, or just DM me and I'll send it to you. And then also on top of that, under that is our next call to action. It's called the Intimacy Loop. I have a membership that I just released, and it's helping you develop intimacy on every level. And it starts with the inside. It starts with you. And then after the you part, it'll unfold to others, and then it'll unfold to others and other dynamics. So I'm excited about doing this and releasing this and giving you an opportunity to connect on a deeper level with intimacy and understanding what it actually is. Because the more we kind of get into it, the more we'll lean into it with others, the more we can set boundaries with others, and the more that we can grow. And then there's a upgrade to even the membership, because it's a paid membership. It's only $5 to join it. And then for $9, it'll be the next one where you'll get a literal opportunity to come in and be a part of an exclusive event that I'll do in Zoom just for those who are members. And I'll reactivate the link of the quiz again, Jay. I only let it be up until 12:30 because I knew they would miss the end of the live. So I'll put it back, but thank you for the heads up. I'll go activate it again. And that way I can invite people to the membership once they complete it. The first part was invite them to the live. But I'm super excited to do life with you all and grow. And it's so much more to come. And we'll do another live soon. That'll be another aspect of relationships, intimacy, because this is a hot topic. A lot of people, like Keela was talking about, she was talking to Sade just yesterday about a component of this. And so it's so important that we cultivate it, talk about it a lot, grow in it, be challenged, held accountable, and grow in all aspects of our relationships. So this has been awesome. And I want to say thank you, Tan, and for being a panel today and being a part of it. I'm actually going to send you a link for free access to the membership, just so you can be a part. And I just want to say thank you for being active in the journey, and thank you for even wanting to be a part of it. It means a lot. You showed up. See, this is intimacy. Like, you could be like, girl, I'm not about to do no panel with you. Ain't nobody thinking about you. But no, you didn't do that. You showed up, you came, and you like, yes, girl, let's talk about it. You know what I mean? And you didn't even have to have all the bells and whistles. So yes, I appreciate it. I will send you your link so you can jump on in and go through the journey. So I'm excited.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. So thank you all. This has been Is Intimacy Important with the Michelle Ann Show. I'm excited. There will be more to come. And Keela, I would love to partner with you on a couple ideas and projects. My bells are always, ringing with ideas. And I love your perspective and what you've shared so far. And I did hear you say you had a podcast. So feel free to send me your information so that I can check out your podcast or anything else you want to share with me, and we can take it from there.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Tan.
All right. You're welcome. Take care and have a beautiful weekend. I'll see you Tuesday for Generations Walking Together. I'm not here tomorrow, Sunday, and the next Sunday because I am in a live production. Like I told you all, I'm doing a stage play. And I'm going to get some rest after the play and not keep on pushing myself. And so for 2 weeks, we're not going to do our Sunday night devotional and prayer, but on Tuesday morning, I'll be here doing the Generations Walking Together, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be walking and talking for 30 minutes. All right. Take care. Bless you all. So good to meet you all. Jay, I'm so excited you're part of the community. Keela, thank you for joining. Sade and others that tuned in. Thank you all so much. Mama Melly that came, Patricia, you all have been just a treat and a jewel to connect with here. And I look forward to many more times together. Take care. Enjoy your Saturday. Bye-bye. All right, and those that are in our YouTube land, thank you so much for joining and being a part. I'm going to end this now, and I will see you next time on the next event that we do. Take care.